How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of... Oh, Jesus, don't say before closing. Of The Rundown with me, Dan the Mexican. How's it going? Huh. Aha. Haha. Hey. There you go. There's all my social information right there in the imaginary floating atmosphere in front of me. Beside me. In front of me. Beside me. This is The Rundown, and I'm going to talk MMA. There was a fight last weekend, UFC Fight Night, Lincoln. Gotta admit, man, for a card that I wasn't like, oh my god, look at all these names! There was what, two decisions? Like 2 decisions? Dude, that was a good card. I enjoyed the shit out of that card. So much so that, like, when I came to, like, the last 2 or 3 fights of the main event, I was like, I'm going to go to bed and DVR this, and I'm going to watch them awake, fresh, and get them into me. Because, like, after a certain point, if you're not in an atmosphere that's, like, jumping and going with music, and there's people, and you're chatting and everything, because there's, like, loads of different people, and there's people talking over there, crowds over there, and that kind of shit. If you're not in that atmosphere, when it hits the 3, 4 in the morning mark, your body just tends to go, I'm going to bed. Do you not, what are you doing? I'm meant to be asleep. I got protocols, bro. I got protocols I got to do. So it's going to be really, really hard for you to stay awake. And even if you are, you're not going to retain shit. And you're kind of just like trying to watch it and your eyes are just, oh my God. And like half a round went by in that one blink and you're like, no. And you only woke up because you heard, oh, and you're like, oh, what happened? But you actually heard the, oh, while you were still sort of half dreaming. So by the time you wake up, the, oh, incident has gone and they're back to doing that again. You're like, huh? Okay. And then, you know, they go up against the cage and you're like, if I don't see consistent action, I'm gonna fall asleep. So yeah, I was like, screw that. Went to bed, woke up the next day, watched the crap out of it, main event. Dude, it was good. I enjoyed the crap out of it. What's the best way to say? I like when I don't know people's names that well, whether they are known and I'm just a tool with names, or I saw them fight before, but they got their hair changed and now they look totally different to me. I like when those fights happen. I'm like, I have to see this person again. I want to see this person fight again. And there was a lot of that on this card, which I was very happy with. And then, also, I was wrong. And I don't mind being wrong in this sport, man, because when you're wrong, a lot of the times it's because, oh, shit, happened that what you weren't expecting. So even though you weren't right about the outcome, you still got to see an, oh, shit, moment that made you go, what the so yeah, I don't mind being wrong. I got a bit of, I have things of the knockouts and how the finishes of the fights, and my picks, where they were right and when they were wrong. And then I'm going to go over a bit of UFC news, MMA news, but there's not really much that isn't UFC. Although, I suppose, can we count the bare knuckle boxing thing? I don't know. Anyway, let's just go. So we'll do this. I'm going to do this. Okay, so first of all, where's that photo? There we go. We have Hanayaya versus Luke Saunders, and Hanayaya wins by submission in the first round, 1 minute and 31 seconds. And let's see. Oh, where's my cursor? Muchas gracias. Let's see how this goes. Puts him up against the cage. Just goes right for it, and he's like, I'm just going to peel you to the floor, buddy. I don't really need to do much. I just got to just get a grip of you. Wet blanket style. Stick to you. Wrap around you. Kind of fights out of it there, does Luke. But yeah, he flips it again. And that's it. There's a tap. Can't have it anymore. Can't hack it. Just can't hack it. Can't hack that shit. Man, there's something about the knee bars and leg bars. Like, maybe it's just because you use your arms a lot more often, especially when you're a kid growing up. Your arms do a lot more things, where you kind of just use your feet for like balance, base, shock absorbers. When you're talking about climbing and screwing around and fucking stuff like that, I can have my arm twisted and moved around and stuff like that a decent bit before I'm like, but when it comes to your knee and like your calf and the muscles around your leg and stuff, especially like the knee and the ankle, there's certain points where they just have to go slightly off where they're normally allowed to move, and it's an immediate like, Jesus! It's a total different thing. Like, I think it's because like if your arm is, there must be some kind of connective thing of like everything that we use and the reason why we use it. We have different responses in our body for when we can take and can't take pain, because certain things are much more fragile than others. Or even though they're not more fragile, if they get broken, the damage and the overall impediment to you being a fully functional human is a lot higher. So they can take more hits, but we're a lot more aware when we reach that point. We're like, oh my God, I can't do that. Then like, you can break your arm, you can fuck up your arm, and you have it in a sling. You still have movement to like lean and weight and balance and stuff. You still have your other hand. You kind of still have that one hand there, as long as your fingers are still kind of okay, but not usually. But you still have another hand. If a leg is screwed, there are so many things you can't do. Your overall balance is already fucked. So there seems to be a kind of thing that the knee bars and stuff like that are so much more effective because it's a part of your body that it's more durable and more stronger. But when it hits that point, your leg getting fucked up is a lot worse for your overall physical form than if an arm gets fucked up. So the alarm bells a lot louder at a much lower state of tolerance. And for something like that, man, these, like, when you see it like this as well, when people watch fights, I still, oh Jesus, wrong button. Where am I? What the fuck? There we go. Yeah, I don't think they really understand, a lot of people, the level of pain and impact that's actually going on when you see some of these moves get executed. Like once he rolls it in, it's an immediate like shit. He has him earlier on, but he doesn't really he doesn't have it locked in. He just has the grip. But then when Yaya rolls in again to get a better angle, once that point is connected, it's done. It's an immediate tap. That's it. Just the left hand. That's it. Done. Had enough of you, sir. Good day, sir. I said good day, sir. And this is Battle of the Chins. Where am I with this? Oakley dokily. Oh, cool. It transitions there, even though. Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, this is Battle of the Jaws. Sorry, the man. There's that jawline there. Both of them, it's wider than their actual fucking head. It's hilarious. Drew Dober, he won the decision, but man, it was not a iffy decision. It was a very clear, very clean decision. This is just some of the highlights of him just taking him down, having his way with them, bullying him. Vicious elbows, man. Vicious elbows. Have a guy like that weight to have that tight kind of drop his shoulder into that Tito Ortiz style elbow like that. Oh God, that's just it's that's one of those hits. It's not just painful. It's disenfranchised and like, oh god. Then this, oh god, this was just fantastic. This is fantastic. I had her. Oh wait, have I been right so far? Yes. So I'm 3 out of 3 so far. Oh yeah, and Drew Dober wins by blah 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 decision. Oh yeah, that's correct. Okay, so next one. Jojo Calderwood defeats Kalindra Fahea by submission in round 1, 4 minutes 59 seconds. The last second of the round, folks. It was a armbar transition from a triangle thing. It was really cool. It was really cool. She got the triangle, cinched it up, and that wasn't really enough for her. Was fighting really well, good positioning. And then Calderwood pulls the arm through. She's still fighting it off, but Calderwood rolls over, sinking that and even tighter and getting a real wrench on that arm. I think actually Fahea tried to roll out of it and Calderwood followed her through, and in mid-roll then you get the tap. But enough of me talking about it. Let's watch it, shall we? Ah, yes, let's watch it, shall we? Oh god, I've got to press that. My mistake. Okay, so she pulls the arm through. Oh, get the other angle, get the other angle. That's it. As she went up. That's it. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, hopefully you can see my cursor. So, she has the arm here, right? Now, what she wants to do, what Ferreira, I think, was trying to do is move up and push out of it and, like, pull her arm through and get it out. And maybe even pick her up, pick Calderwood up and slam her down when you hold on to your own wrist like that. But what Calderwood's done is she's threaded her arm through, so she actually has pulled her arm, like, so this is her arm, right? So she's pulled her arm so it's nestled in here. Let me see if I can. So it's nestled in her pit. Right here. So when Ferreira goes to move, with Calderwood's other leg, she ends up creating a complete blocked wall for Ferreira's hand. And Ferreira herself ends up pushing her arm into hyperextension. She's like this, her arm's like that, and then she ends up going forward and it's caught here. So she can't actually get it out and take it out, or get it and hold it and lift it up. She's screwed. She moves over, and as soon as she does, her arm starts to get pulled back in behind Jojo. So we just see that there. This is, I don't have the camera at the right view and width and stuff like that, and this is a dodgy stand, so I don't really like to mess up with it when I have it working. So let's just watch this here. Just pay attention to Fahea's left arm and where it sits at the end, where Jojo's moving it, where she's moving it into her section here. See that? And then as Fahea forces her way over, she's actually allowing Jojo to get a better angle and more of a bend on the arm. And then at that exact point, there's the tap. And then Jojo lets go, lets her roll out. And look at that. Dude, it was rocky for her at the beginning. There was a... It was one of those things when you have a new weight class where you're going to have... It's boiling. It's bubbling. There's a lot of fucking shit going all over the place. Some shit gets fired completely out of the pan. But at some stage, it simmers back. And when it simmers, things start to... The levels start to balance. Like oil and water and everything else separate into their individual levels for where they are at the moment. And then if they can, bit by bit, they'll work their way up. Calderwood was one of those that was bubbling near the top, almost gonna get fired out kind of thing. She was trying to find her way, but she found it. And that girl's been on a tear, man. I think she might be 3-0 now, if not 4-0. I think 4-0 is a bit generous. So I'm gonna not say that, but it's at least this is her third win in a row, at least. Let me find JoJo. JoJo. Where are you, Joe? That's the wrong fight card. That's why you're not here. It's the wrong fight card. It's the wrong fight card. Okay. JoJo Calderwood. Oh my god, UFC, please load your website page in less than like 5 full seconds. Load a page. It's 2018. Oh shit, she needed that win. That's right. Okay. My apologies. Oh wait, no, that's okay. All right, so yeah, okay. So right, yeah. Yeah. She beats Courtney. So she goes in. She beats Soheim Ham. She loses to Marina Moroz. She beats Courtney Casey. She beats Valerie Letourneau. Third round knockout. Loses to Jessica Andrade. That's okay. Because that was at a weight. This was like the weight class where she was like, I don't really think I can win the belt at this class. It's really hard to be at this weight class for me. And this is her first fight. Yes. This is her first fight at 125. At her new weight class. And she fucking schooled her. So this is good news. This is good news. And I'm happy for that. That's right. Forget everything I said about the beginning. She kicked ass. And she's at a better weight class now. So this is good to see. I like JoJo. I watched the Ultimate Fighter with her in it. And I really enjoyed her in it. Maybe because she is Scottish. I felt it a bit more closer to home than some people there who were from America and Brazil, which is nowhere near me. I went too far forward. Oh no, this is it. Here we go. This one was... I don't know who... What's his name? George Sullivan. Yeah, the silencer. I mean, I must have seen him, but whatever. Submission, first round, 1 minute and 11. Mickey Gall just, the feeling out process, and you move around the octagon for a bit. 1 and 2, 1 2, and then Mickey Gall's like, all right, Grant. Moves in, does a bit of a combination to try and make his way in as soon as he can. Takes him, dumps him down, rear naked, done. I don't know why they're not selling that kid more. I understand if they're like, oh, we really want that kid to grow really well, so we're literally just constantly feeding him. But you do have to feed people after a while bigger meals. Otherwise, they don't really get tested properly, and then they settle at this mid tier. He's very low on the card as well. It was a bit weird. I would have expected him to be a bit higher. I mean, it's not that the other fights were great, but Sanchez versus Perez. What was the first one on the main card? Yeah, Anders versus Williams, Moraga versus Faego. Mickey Gall could have easily taken either of those spots. So I don't know what that is, but well done for Mickey Gall. And we'll just run that through so you can see that as it happens. There you go. Pulls him down, sticks on him. That's another. That's a towley. That's a towley situation. Just wrapping around him like a wetsuit, just hugging him, and that's it. His tap, solid rear naked. For sure, be better at defending rear naked. So goddamn, like that was so easy. It was so textbook, so straightforward, and like be better at that if you're like supposed to be higher level in the UFC, please. Yeah, It's like it's a good win for Mickey Gall, but at the same time, it's not, because it's like you shouldn't have been able to do that to someone who was in any way a challenge, and clearly they weren't. So, hey, you beat up a child, kind of thing. It's like, oh yeah, you beat up the guy people thought you could beat up. Hey. It's not his fault though. That's not Mickey Gall's fault. That's just people, the opponents he's given, and you take the fights. Also, it's money. Andrew Sanchez versus Marcus Perez. Decision to Andrew Sanchez. I think I saw this guy on Tough. I'm not sure. I think so. And yeah, man, he was pretty good. He was doing well. Now I don't know too much about his opponent to see how good he is himself. But I know there might be people watching going, "Oh my God, you don't know Marcus Perez?" Nope, I sure don't. Look at that, beautiful. Tries to be fancy and he just runs straight into a right hand, and then lovely little kick, bang, little back fist, get out of there. This should be fight of the night. This should be fight of the night. I gotta check the bonuses later, but my God, this fight should be fight of the night. I found it really hard to this is Corey and no Corey. What? Yeah, I can't pronounce that name. What the fuck? Sandhagen. Jesus, you think I'd have listened to the commentator say his fucking name, as well as Bruce Buffer. Sandhagen? Anyway, Corey and Yuri Alcantara. This is one that I got wrong. Oh, no, it's not. Yay! What are the ones that I got wrong? I definitely got something wrong. Hold on. Yes, this is the one I got wrong. I got this wrong. Don't know why I picked Marcus Perez. I'm sure I gave a reason in the video. Don't remember what that reason was. I'm not obliged to. So, yeah, that happened. So I lost one. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 so far. So yeah, this is okay. So Corey Sandhagens beats Yuri Alcantara by TKO round 2, 1 minute and 1 second of the second round. Should have ended in the first round. FYI, the ref, who I'm not going to bother Googling for the name, got pulled off the rest of the card for not ending that fight way effing sooner. Because he should have. I mean, there wasn't like open like this, just getting hit in the face, but there was enough turtling, covering up, and already been beaten pretty savagely, where it's like, you don't need to, stop. And he kept it going, so he was quickly pulled from the rest of his duties for the evening. I'm unlikely find it hard to ref a UFC event again. But this I found it hard to find the right moment. So this is also not just a great fucking fighting card, but one of the best comebacks. Okay, so this is how the fight ends. This is the second round. And that already should have been stopped the way it was right there. Like, that's about 7, 8 punches too late. The fact that he landed on the floor like that, after what the first round was, anywhere from like, oh, okay, you're on the floor, turtle once. Okay, that's grand. You're done. You're done. So this is how the fight starts. Yuri Alcantara comes out like a bat. Like a bat out of hell, they be gone when the morning comes. Look at that. And then this is brilliant. Just like schoolboy bully, get on the floor. That's like that's like a bigger brother, bigger sibling, just get down to the floor. No. And starts screwing around with them, flips him over with the arm, has that arm tight, has it already quite tight. Many people out of panic would have tapped at that point. And then there's this. Look Look at that. Look at that arm. That is not the way arms are supposed to bend. I mean, the grit on this guy is insane. And he's just, I'm good. I'll work my way out. Don't you worry. Look at that. Jesus. Look at that. It's not supposed to be there. You're not supposed... Right. That's a forearm, right? This muscle here, or this bone here, is not meant to pop out like that. Just popping out like... Dude! Oh, it's so vicious. God, and just burst his nose on that first hammer fist to the face. Crushes his nose. Let me just speed it up a bit. Oh my God. Look at that, man. Look at that. That's not meant to be the way humans' arms supposed to bend. And he's like holding it. I've seen many fights where it gets into that position. You see the tap, and you're like, oh, Jesus. Oh, no wonder he tapped. Oh my God. He's not tapping at all. He's just, I got this. I just get the shitty leg out of my face. Oh my God, man. That's just insane. Even Yuri starts to get like, watch how he messes around with his arms. It's like, I don't get why you're not like crying already. I don't understand. I shouldn't still be here. I'm not even supposed to be here anymore at this point in the fight. Like, you're not supposed to be able to do what you're doing. And he's just like, get your goddamn leg out of my face. And he's like, I'll get you. I'll get that ankle. I'll peel that thing over. And as soon as I turn this around, you're fucked, son. And he turns it around. And then he starts hitting him with the fucking hand. With the same hand. Okay, now he's using his right. But he's using his left. The arm that was completely wrenched out of place. And he starts going savage. He starts getting real savage. Right, so it's like this. This is the rest of the fight. Like, this is the rest of the round. It doesn't change from this. You know, at this point, you're like, is he doing enough? Just enough, Yuri, to not get the fight stopped? But he's seriously getting wailed on, man. And that's not even, like, the fight's not even over. Check this. There's still 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Right? And then it gets intense. Because he's like, I have to end this fight. This is getting ridiculous. Stop. Get knocked out. He's just going for it now. Like that. Just gorilla fucking him. Look at that, man. Like, stop the fight, man. Stop the fight. Stop the fight. Stop the fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, stop the fight. Like, you don't need to go any longer. We get it. We get the story. Sometimes we need to let the story play out because we're not sure. But the story is very clear. The outcome is written on the walls, man. And the ref still lets this go for an entire 40 more seconds till the round's up. So the other round starts. Right? That's not the end of the fight. That's not the end of the fight. I took out another, that was the previous one. Is how the fight ends. So let me, is it this one? No, that's where he gets super vicious. No. There we go. This is how it ends. Straight jab to the face. Yuri misses spinning. Fair play to Yuri for like still being there. But he's, see, from that, after seeing that first round now, you know what I mean by when it gets to this point, you're like, you don't need to see anymore. And he still lets it go. It's disgraceful refereeing. Unbelievably insane performance by Corey. And I don't know why I picked him, but I did. And you can go check my other video where I picked this the fights to find out why I picked this dude and see if I was right or not in why I picked him. But nevertheless, woo! That was a fight, man. That's fight of the night. Although the Hill Casey fight was pretty good. But we're done with that now. So where are we? Nope. Yes, James Krause. Mr. James Krause. I was working in a Krause late one night. James Krause defeats... Wardy Alves. TKO in the second round. 2 minutes and 28. You kind of had the better of him for most part of the fight. And then it just comes the crushing end via the knee. The knee. Good afternoon. My name is Lenny. 1, 2, 3. Lenny. Yes. You like? I don't know why I'm doing that. Krause isn't like French. And this is good refereeing. It's like, okay, your conscience isn't there. Your body's there, but your conscience isn't there. And you can tell, look how he's not in, like you've seen fights where people get stopped. Sometimes they're on the floor. And the fighter's like, what the hell? Like they can see the ref coming, like, no, don't stop the fight. Oh, what the fuck? Especially when they're standing, people get really, really annoyed by that. Look at his eyes. It's the face of relief. It's like, I have no problem with this whatsoever. Thank you. He's like, oh, thank you. Fair play to James Krause, man. That was a vicious knee. And then this. Oh, so I was chatting to Lamb on WhatsApp, and he was like, how's the fights? Because he was out at work. Guy was leaving work. She was at a party. And he was like, how the fights doing? And I was like, they've been pretty good, but I'm watching Eric Anders versus Tim Williams. It's not the best. Considering how electrifying all the other fights have been, this isn't the best. Like, come on, I went from the Corey Alcantara, then we go to the Krause fucking finish with the knee and the stand-up just beat down to your standard MMA fight, like bit of striking, bit of cage work, bit of wrestling, all that kind of stuff. It wasn't a bad fight, but just in context, it was like, it's a bit boring, this one. And as I was texting him or doing it, he replied something else. I just happened to look up at the exact time and just went, oh, because he got pushed to the floor or something. And they went, oh, he's on. And I looked up just as a knee to the face. And I was like, oh, shit. And I texted him, I was like, dude just got soccer kicked. I wonder if this is legal. I don't know. And I was like watching going, shit, was that legal? Was that legal? And across the board, man, it's a fine line. But it was just on the line, man. And he makes it. And we see a good few angles as well. So check this out from... No, go away. So one of the neighbours I have had a cat, and another neighbour got a male cat and didn't neuter the male cat, and the female cat wasn't neutered. So there's now a shitload of kittens all around my just my area, my house, and like my neighbours and stuff like that. And they keep trying to come into my house, and everyone's like, oh, but they're kittens. One, no one owns those kittens, technically. They haven't got shots. They haven't got anything else. They're sort of wild cats. They are fed by all the neighbours and stuff like that, and they're looked after in a sense, but no one has taken them to get their shots and stuff. I'm on immunosuppressant drugs. Don't want to mess around with that shit. Also, I'm on, like, people allergic to fur, so I can't. And it breaks my heart because the door's open, and there's like a step down just to the back garden, just one step, and as a result, when the door's slightly open, you can see just underneath where the door swings open. You can see the pavement, and I just see this like tiny little staring at me, and I'm like, oh, go away. I can't let you. I can't let the kid. Can't let you come in because like if I start feeding you now, that's it. You're gonna come back, and already we have the problem of I can't go into my kitchen, and I can't have the blinds rolled up in my sitting room past I don't know 4 in the afternoon without 2 or 3 of the neighborhood cats just standing at my window, staring at me like pawing the glass, being like meow, meow, meow. I'm like meow what? I don't know you. I don't own you. You've never been in this house. I've never fed you. You have owners. What are you doing? So just the amount of them, it's like it's like a standard thing now. Just be like, go away whenever I see cats. Is that a little? It's constantly circling my gaff to come in. I think it's because they're like, well, I've been to all the houses and haven't been in yours yet. Why? But yeah, check this out. Like stuff about fucking kittens, for fuck's sake. Boom! Dude! It's a fine line. Such a fine line. And most people don't bother with it because if you don't hit that mark, not only are you absolutely disqualified, you're going to get nothing but shit from everyone. If you do it, if you fail. But when you do nail it, dude, that's a 100% you are fucked kind of a shot. Like that, no one can really take one of them. Like I don't think there's anyone with, no matter what kind of chin they have, if they can take a soccer kick like that to the face, when they're just about to stand up with momentum from a dude that big, no fucking way. Like, oh, get a better angle. Boom. Oh. Oh, well, there's no actual connection there, and it's just about hovering off, just about. Yeah, yeah, that's legal, man. And that's all she wrote, folks. That's all, folks. Right. So well done to Eric Anders, who had a split decision win against Lyoto Machida in Brazil, or lost. How you get a split decision against a Brazilian legend in Brazil? I mean, you might as well say that guy won that fight by decision, unanimously. Even though if you lose a split decision, like it gets to a split decision, it's like woo. And yeah, it was a pretty back and forth fight. It was a good fight, and then that solidifies it. That now Tim Williams isn't exactly a massive name, but he is at least experienced, so he's not like some absolute chump from nowhere. Oh, he is an absolute chump from nowhere. That's right. He has 2 losses. Now Eric Anders being his second, so he has 1 more loss and then he's gone. Sorry, Tim. I think you might be an Ultimate Fighter or one of those fucking yokes. Anyway, next one we have on the roster. That was a great knockout, though. That really was just, oh, when you nail it, dude, that's to send you into a coffin kind of shit. Like if you see that in the street, you're like, oh, God, run, go. Police are going to be called, ambulances. Someone could be done for manslaughter. Go, run. So John Moraga versus Delvison Figueroa. God, had that. Say that 10 times fast. Jesus Christ. I had figured out. I don't know why I get this sometimes, but I'm like, you've had a lot of fights. You could be a bit worn. This guy's a bit younger, a bit more go-getter. And yeah, I was right. TKO in round 2, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. He gets it done. And it wasn't exactly a comeback win. Like, oh, jeez, them elbows. Oh, God. Beautiful, beautiful. Swing and a miss. Oh, the body shot that ends it, man. Look at these elbows. Bang. Bang. Finishes with the fucking right. Hit to the body. And then this is just while he's swinging wildly and he's not looking. Bang! And he's like, oh, you're not going to call it, ref? Yeah, I'll make you call it. Fantastic. Fantastic. Bula Bus. That was such a vicious, vicious way to finish someone off. And then next, we have Jake Ellenberger versus Brian Barberina. Brian Barberina wins by TKO in round 1, 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I don't think you have to be much of a scholar or Mystic Mac to have predicted this one. But we all didn't want to have to see it happen. But I agree with Luke Thomas. I'd rather if someone who's been there too long, they're very chinny and they might just be taking damage at this point now. That's all, just taking damage. Sometimes when they have these mad wars and they win is actually worse because they're incurring a crap load of damage over 3 rounds and then they win, giving them the reason to fight again, or they might lose by split decision, be like, I almost got it, and they fight again and another fight like that, and it's just worse and worse. Or they can have 1 or 2 final fights where they get starched. So, sorry. Wait. No, make a better sound. There you go. What's with my dull sound? There you go. It's totally lost its efficacy. But they get started so quickly, and then they go for another fight, and they get started so quickly that they're like, okay, it wasn't a fluke, it wasn't anything. I just got obliterated twice. Really, really quick. I can't do this anymore. And as we can see, that's kind of what she wrote. Barberina just putting it on him. I actually thought he was going to go for a guillotine here. I mean, these aren't even massively powerful shots. Sorry. Like, these aren't killer shots. Like, look at that. That sort of missed. Grazed him. Now he goes, you think he's going to crack him in the face, but he kind of misses and goes over it, just the top of his head. Ref, that's it. And the turnover, and it's done. And then something else happened. And for this one, I'm going to turn up the sound.
Let's hear it for Jake Ellenberger, everybody. What's going through your mind right now, Jake?
Yeah, it's tough. Excuse me, tough fight. Brian, he caught me. It is what it is. Hats off to Brian. He did a good job tonight. But you know what? I gotta say, there's no better place for me to set the gloves down and say it's time to move on than the same place we started. Here at home in Nebraska with my family, my friends, everybody. I love you. Thank you for the support. Time to set them down.
Jake, all I gotta say, it's an honor calling your fight. I've been watching you your whole career. You're a class act. Anything you want to say before you go to this hometown crowd of Nebraska who came out here and showed nothing but love for you?
No, just, what, over the years, thanks everyone for the support, my family, my 2 kids, Mackenzie, my brothers, I love you guys. you know, the family's been just so supportive for me, especially everyone here in Nebraska. You know what I mean? I've fought here my whole life. You know, it's been since 2005. But I got to tell you, it means the world to me. So thank you guys, and I love you.
Well, as always, it was an honor and a pleasure to call you for your career. Let's hear it for Jake Ellenberger, ladies and gentlemen.
Take it easy, sir.
Unbelievable moment as Jake Ellenberger sets down the gloves after 46 professional fights, 21 of those inside the octagon. Tonight, the final walk for the juggernaut, Jake Ellenberger. This is a guy who has been there and done that in the UFC.
My God, I mean, performance of the night. I mean, this guy's always been in a war. He comes to throw down. Great wrestling, just a great person, a Marine, and I have nothing but respect. And it's truly, I say it with all seriousness, it's an honor to have shared that moment with Jake Ellenberger here tonight.
How should UFC fans remember Jake Ellenberger as he makes the walk out of the octagon?
All I gotta say is subscribe to Fight Pass. Go on there, type that man's name in, and I can tell you, you'll sit there for hours and be entertained by his fights and his heart and his determination. No matter how many little skids and losing streaks Ellenberger went on, he changed camps, he was always trying to seek a way to get back into the win column, constantly chasing wins and to get to the top. No matter where he was in his career, he was trying to be the best he could be.
Always a respected fighter, a tough guy, a veteran of the UFC. Congratulations on a great career, Jake, the Juggernaut.
Oh, that's you.
Jake, the Juggernaut Ellenberger. That guy has been in some wars, man, some awesome wars, and he won most of them. He had a very slippery, quick backslide at the tail end of his career. But even still, he had these moments where he had some cool wins. But you want to look at the main breadth of his peak, dude. He was called the Juggernaut for a reason. That guy was motherfucker. Check out some of his fights. They're right. Go to Fight Pass and check out some of his stuff. Jake the Juggernaut Ellenberger. Honor to watch you fight, sir. And I wish you the best in your future endeavors. And my cap is crooked. So, next we have Courtney Casey versus Angela Hill. And the winner is Courtney Casey by decision in round 3. Although, while I was watching the fight, I did sit there and go, Angela Hill won. I think she's got this. Like they show the fight replay and stuff like that, and you're like, they are some great scenes where Courtney hit her. I don't think it was a split decision. Does it have anything for split decision? I think it might have been a split decision. I think it was a split decision, and it should have been a split decision. I'll have to watch it again. I can see why Courtney would win. But I honestly thought by the end of it, I was like, I think Angela took it just at the end there. I think she put on more volume, was able to connect a bit more, and was able to kind of adapt herself and do what was the best available to her throughout the fight. Whereas Courtney kind of just kept doing the same stuff and just had success over time because she was relentless with it. Yeah. It was a good fight though. Like I enjoyed the shit out of it. So just go through some of the. That's a nice straight jab down the pipe. Ooh, it's a nice combo. But like from my memory, that might have been one of the few completely successful from implementation to execution combos that Courtney did for the whole fight. Anyway, it is what it is. And I got my pick. My pick was correct. So there you go. Johnson versus Touche-File. So this was a good fight. I enjoyed this one. That was a really, really good moment for Michael Johnson to show that, hey, I have the... Last time he was in a compromised position on the ground with the grappler was Khabib, and we all know how that happened. This is mine. I must win this. You have to give up. You have to let me win this. It is my job to get belt. It is the way it's supposed to be. Please, I don't want to hurt you. Give up. Please, don't make me do this. So we all know about that. Which, by the way, is fucking terrifying to see. It is so fucking intimidating, man. It is so intimidating to just watch Michael just getting hit and just not be able to do anything about it in this face of just, I'm done, but I'm not going to give up. But kind of even resentful about the fact that he's not going to give up and just getting hit and just, you have to stop. You have to let me. You have to let me go. I don't want to hurt you. Don't want to do this. Oh, man. It's fucking terrible. He's like, Dana, just give me a belt. Just give me a belt. Still just punching him away. And then it's like, yeah, finish the fight, bro. Okay, I finished. This is fucked up, man. This is really fucked up. So to have Michael Johnson in that kind of position, especially as compromised as it was, because it lasted like that for a while, it was like, I think he's done, man. I think he's done. And it was really early in the fight as well. But, oh, wrong button. But he pulls out of it and reverses it. And from that reversal, the pain, he does his best to make up for it. Now, that wasn't really the best move of the fight, if I'm fucking honest. But it was a split decision, I think. I'm okay either way. I think it was a good fight. I think Michael Johnson did do enough to win. But yeah, it's hard for someone like him to talk shit. He just about beats people that, you know, his other opponents that he wants to face have destroyed. And then he loses sometimes against people that are like, hey, can you hang with the best? Okay, you can't. It's weird. I think he might end up being... Well, you see, I don't even want to say the Uriah Faber of the division, because I don't even think he's caliber to be Uriah Faber of that division. Now, saying that, this is a different weight class. This is his first fight at, I don't know if he was at this weight class before, but he's dropped to 145, which is a pretty serious weight cut. Usually people go up a weight class, but, you know, maybe it fits him more comfortable. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but, you know, I see Holloway piecing him up. I see Ortega fucking him up on the ground super easily. Yeah, man, I would see Frank Yeager taking him down and just beating him up, taking him down and beating him up. So, yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. And then finally, this one I was completely wrong about. There is my buddy. What's crack, dude? Yeah, just finishing the video. It's all over. I'm pretty much finished. All right, buddy. All right, talk to you. Okay, yeah, this one I was completely wrong about, but I'm okay that I was wrong about, because this is one of those, holy shit, what the fuck kind of things. I did not expect this at the fuck all. Justin Gaethje wins by KO in the first round on 1 minute and 27 seconds. And it is vicious, man. Boom! The bigger they are, the harder they fall, man. And he fell. Bang! Basically one solid shot. And then, yo! Perfect. Like, excellent execution of the landing. Like, it was beautiful. Let's run that back one more time. He's like janking left and right, bit of flim flam with the feet. It's like, what angle am I going to use? What angle am I going to use? What way am I leaning? What way am I leaning? Like, oh, I'm coming in. I'm going to jab. I mean, he even has the stance for like, I'm blatantly going to hit you with my fucking right hand. He's like, oh, I fake it. And I go and swing on my left. And you're like, oh, better cover with the, because he's going to hit me with the left. And you're like, yeah, that's not my real punch, though. This is bang. Oh, you're preparing for the left. Catch up. You think it's going to be a jab? Oh, I'm coming in for a hook. Oh, shit, he's coming in for the hook. I better cover up from the left hand. Oh, but here's my right. And you didn't even know it was going to be there. And now it's there in your face. And Gaethje went over afterwards, after he backflipped, after he flipped out of the cage, hugged his family, flipped back into the cage. He goes over to Vick. And Vick's on the stool, and Vick sees him and is like, wait, what? And pushes people out of the way, and goes to take him down. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, he goes over, like, puts his hand on his back, and he's like, wait, what? He's so out of it, man. Well, we know where he stands. He's not as good. That was insane. That was awesome. Great night of fights. I enjoyed the shit out of it. There's no fights this weekend, which is fine, because next week we have Till versus Woodley, which is, man, like, you look at one side and like, Jesus, Till's massive, but the other part is like, oh, Tyron Woodley's that guy that, what's up, buddy? Everyone hates fighting because he'll do whatever he can to win, even be boring as shit. Oh, are we all wearing grey now? It's the International Grey Club. We have the exact same grey hoodie, or pretty much the same. You get yours in pennies?
What?
H&M? H&M, pennies. He's got more money than I do. That's why he shops in H&M and I shop in pennies.
H&M is not for rich people.
It's for richer people than pennies. It's for richer people than pennies.
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah, it is. So that's me great. It's also the day after my birthday, so I'm going to enjoy the shit out of that. But yeah, so run down. There's me on the socials. Like, subscribe, and all that shit. Very, very, very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. UFC veteran, Kid Yamamoto, who, when I was entering the UFC, he was sort of just kind of he was still there. He recently came out. I can't read the Instagram report because it's in Japanese. And no, he recently came out with a report on Instagram. I went on a few MMA sites, and even one of the sites, it has Yamamoto posted in his native Japanese, but it has been translated by multiple outlets, except for the outlet reporting the fucking news in the first place. And then two other places have the exact same thing, but it's just a link to his Instagram in Japanese again. So I don't actually know what it says, but he has cancer. So he hasn't been tested in USADA. He's off the USADA pool since 2017. He's at the age and at the time in his career where he's probably going to retire anyway. But yeah, he now has that, which fucking sucks. So if any of you are religious people, send a prayer to, because he's a fucking absolute legend of MMA and one of the old school pioneers.
Is he Japanese?
He is indeed. I mean, there's nothing scientifically incorrect with that statement. You know what I mean? That's plausible. That's scientifically very plausible. One bad mofo, Joe Soto, has been let go of the UFC. No real reason as to why. He lost 2 fights. And he was going to have another fight, but then he left because he pulled out because of an injury, and now he's gone. The McGregor tickets for Khabib have already gone on to their second selling, so they sold their first section, and now they're being demanded again. It's one of the highest ever in demand for the most ticket. Like, give me more tickets, even though they sold the division. Give us another set. There's a shitload. Although, funny enough, the smallest percentage out of the 35% from outside the US, it's Canada, UK, and Australia, and only 5% of the StubHub sales have come from Ireland, and 3% from Russia.
Yeah, but how many of them are half Irish?
I don't know. Sorry, but my friend's not funny when he's trying to be. He really is naturally, but not when he's trying to be.
I'm not funny. No, but seriously, how many of them are half Irish citizens?
Well, no, they're from Ireland. Like, it's bought from the country in Ireland. In Ireland, they bought it with their Irish cards. It's only 5% from us and 3% from Russia. But, like, people have this whole idea that Russia's massive. There's that many people. Russia's like Australia. There's a lot, the majority of the entire place of land, that nobody can live there. One is unbelievably cold, that unless you're a special bison, you're dead. And the other is unbelievably hot and arid, that unless you're an aborigine or, I don't know, a salamander, you're dead. So most of the population is quantified kind of in very specific regions. They don't actually cover the entire population of the land, or the entire area of land. Unlike when you think of America, which is like pretty much everywhere is covered in people. India and stuff like that.
They want to tap out, but they are tapped.
Once again, I'm sorry. Yeah, but like, it's garnering a shitload of sales. Like, get this, right? So the cheapest secondary market ticket on August 27th was $636 for a single ticket to the Las Vegas arena where the fight's going to be held. But if you buy 2 tickets together, you can get it for a low price of $726.75, right? The first few rows of ringside are now on for sale from anywhere from $5,000, with the few front row seats left going for $28,000 and up. There are a few seats left at Access Tickets, but there are the first seat of the elevated bleachers, and they're going for $2,000 to $2,500. It's not sold out, and some seats are left in the primary market, but there are very, very few. Also, some of the problems you get with shit like that is, oh, there's still tickets left, but it's like an entire section and one ticket in the middle, and people are going like, I'm going with people. I'm not going to get one fucking ticket on my own in the center of other people. So that's where you have the whole thing that sometimes shit doesn't get fully sold out. But when it's demanded, they'll reshuffle seats and stuff like that, so that all of them can get booked up. Where's the last thing? Okay, the live primary gate is expected to break Nevada's UFC record, but falls short of the 17.7 million of a previous show, which was also held by McGregor when he fought Alvarez in the Madison Square Garden, in Madison Square Gardens. So that's ridiculous. And Anthony Pettis makes a really good point for his brother, but doesn't miss the big fucking elephant in the room, where it's like, oh, you could have said at any other point. So he makes the point that he's like, listen, my brother's really good at this sport. He's really, really high up in the rankings of the flyweight, and he's constantly put on the under armpit card. What the serious fuck? So he's like, he told on Ariel Helwani, UFC, I don't know what Sergio has to do to get on the main card. He's number 2 in the world, fighting number 5 and number 6 in the world, and they are fighting on the undercard, said Anthony in a recent edition of Ariel Helwani's MMA show. Show the kid some respect. He's busting his ass, and I see how hard he's working. It's kind of a fan to see him on the undercard, which is true and a fair statement, and I respect that. If it wasn't for the fact that he's on the undercard of UFC 229, which is McGregor Khabib, which is a massive giant card that anyone... It's the biggest card in MMA history. The amount of people who are like, I will sell peanuts, literal peanuts, for the UFC just to be near that card, please. He's on the undercard. Like, they haven't put out the full fight card yet, but you can assume it's just full of motherfuckers. That's a huge, huge deal to be on that card. In fact, it's probably something that, like, that's going to get him so much, what's the word, exposure. I would even consider that as, hey, we know we've screwed you over in the past, and we know we were putting you in the kind of game, but guess where it is this time? McGregor versus Khabib. And you're like, oh, shitballs. So, yeah. In any other situation, I would be 100% behind Sergio. But in this, it's like, bro, there's there's a massive elephant in the room. It's huge, it's pink, it's Irish, and it's vulgar. Please pay attention to that just this once. Otherwise, I completely agree with this statement. So that's it. All right, so you can get me all the socials. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends and all that kind of needy shit that people say, that they have to say so that more people watch their stuff so they don't actually have to have a normal job. Yay! All right. Thanks, folks. Take it easy. Bye for me. Bye for my mate, Knack. Peace.